I wrote this piece thinking about certain people that I know, certain relationships where one or both of the people like to fight and are always arguing. A lot of marriages that are like this end in divorce, but I've seen a few that have seen it through and arrived on to the other side of all of that. And sometimes it's really beautiful. And I often really admire those couples. And I was kind of thinking about that as I wrote this. The one thing that I might change now is that I suggested physical violence. I didn't really mean to. I was just thinking about the idea of the fight. Usually when it becomes physical, the parties that take it to that point have to find a way to repent quickly, or else things disintegrate. And if they don't want to change, then that can be even worse. And sometimes staying can be a worse sin than leaving if there's no contrition and no acts towards finding help. So I might have changed that, but I remember as I was writing it, I was having a hard time not going that direction with the imagery. I think because whenever we say sharp words and hurtful things, it's like we're dealing blows. It's like we are tearing at the other person with claws. And so I used that imagery, but feared a little bit that someone would take it that I was encouraging actual physical violence. So with that said, I'll let you listen to what I recorded several years back. A little piece called The Boxer and the Alleycat. Actually, I think I'll just read it again. So here I go. All right. I had it here. Where'd you go? Here we go. Nope. Just a minute. All right. They are too old to fight, too old to stir. But they were fighters once, he with fists that bruise, and her with sharp claws and teeth that tear. You'd think that they would have found another room, another world, another life to share. But they stayed instead and fought it through, for the fightingest souls are steady to a passion deep within that stays and fights again, not like those who fight to win, but like those who cannot leave the fight till they've discovered what the fighting's for. And once they do, they fight some more, till all the anger's worn itself out, and like the coals of an old fire, smolder and warm some more, till smoldered out they cuddle in for warmth, two sweet old souls whose fight is through. Though lingering there, the fight itself, worn out to fighting, it sits alongside them of a summer evening, just the three, the boxer, the alley cat, and fight itself, and watch the sunset. She leans back against his shoulder and rests her gray hairs against his cardigan sweater. Their breath is slow now, as is the case with old people, and their knees too bent to contemplate another rise. And so they linger, as does fight itself, one tear slipping from his cold eye and running down his charcoal gray cheeks. He sits along beside, for strange as it may be, porch swings are made for three, but his tear is not for battles lost, nor for battles that could be, for he is also old and weary to the strife, but caught by some strange affection to the two, who could not accept defeat, He's found in his old age a refuge sweet in the love of two old fighters, the ones he couldn't beat. I like that. So, two old fighters. That's the end of the poem. Two old fighters, the two he couldn't beat. All right, God bless you.